This is Gerald Tivavas. I will continue with flower names because flower names are a very good opportunity for to show how the letter combinations express something that is quite easily expressed into a growth process, because that's what it usually that's what it could refer to in a flower quite easily, because they see a flower, they try to describe, they have some associations, and they name it. But like letters are orientations with specific positions and directions in a time and space context that you can figure out, but we are not very conscious about what we deal with. We could maybe easily find also the descriptions that have letters in them that are really confirming each other, so that you can easily find also that frame of an idea of a growth process in it and a description of it. So let's find out with a lot of names that I investigate and see how it looks like if I would use these positions and the tendency to form something from there onwards, if they match the plants as well. I don't know that beforehand, so let's find out for hyacinth. There are three kinds of references that we use in framing actually all our letters. The whole system of letters is a kind of a very simple 1, 2, 3 positioning, in which you have either a focus in the middle, very steady, a bit further away, moving from the center, so it could move in all directions, so where the whole formation process is forming itself mostly in the time context. And here it is like, okay, we have to deal with a lot more things. Let's find out the context where we can time and time the processes and find where we can find that kind of process. These are three kinds of thinking where you have also these three kinds of thinking fit also to the 3 times 3 dimensions that you can put into 1, 2, or 3 focuses. These 1, 2, or 3 focuses are also a very good reference to make that correct estimation. A correct estimation is in one point of a steady object. A correct estimation is in 2 points of something that moves and changes, and where you have to calculate the timings. The same thing with when you try to find the context. Yeah, I have 3 points of comparison needed to make up your mind from to see like, okay, where is it best that we have our formula programmed to a right position. That's basically the whole theory in a note, in a very short notice. Letters that start with the last category are a bit more difficult, because they are not about immediate focuses in space, where you have an object and you form the object and you see how it is forming itself. No, it is about the framing. So we're going to see from here onwards, so what kind of frame are we going to use in which our object will fit. It's the other way around. It's not building up from below up, it's building up from the frame first. And the frame of H, or H, like the breath, is that range in which you can say in between this zone that is movable, and which you can also use in this case as a frame, to use it everywhere, anywhere. And in between this zone, into these 2 verticals, is the zone where the material can grow the full thing. That's what the H is. That's the region in which we have a frame, and in which you can form an object, and it remains within that frame. So that is where the whole thing can grow. That's the H. So it will be that spatial frame that will be focused more than a growth process from underneath or a growth process from anywhere. So that will be, so it will be about a frame that we know already. So how does this frame will look like? So it will be almost sure that it will define a frame. Because it's also so difficult, I will quite quickly take the plant as well so that we can also compare it, because from H we don't have much to fall upon. It's not a form, it's only a frame. And when we take the plant, we can imagine already, yes, it is a frame in which a whole structure is built up in it. Okay, so how will this be built up in it? Will be the next question, and it will be described in the next couple of letters. We choose letters deliberately, but it's very unconsciously. So when we use H in the beginning, it will be about this kind of framing. So we have a whole space in which something is happening. Not that where are the conditions from underneath. No, it's about in which frame can something occur. So that's because our attention goes to this frame. The whole outside we can hardly see what's in it. So okay, I can imagine why the H is used as a starting point. The next letter will be the Y, I think it is in English, and that is about timing. The timing says, okay, I also go to the endings. The endings at the diagonal parts. So I go immediately to these diagonal parts in between these frames to build up further my frame. So that will be the space. It's a little bit off. So I have to centralize it a little bit. So this centralizing is also the next letter. The A is the centralizing. So let's do that then. Let's centralize it. So I centralize it. I have to move it a little bit. Yeah. So it is in between the zone, and I have a little bit of playground that it is that I have to find my way. So here I have it. I have the A, my centralized point in space. I have the timing, which times to go up to the diagonal places in between the zone where everything will grow will be able to fit. So there it will be, and there I will have the starting point of my plant already in HYA. Now what will be the cint? That will be the finalizing of my focus, and there will be the results of where the plant will fit in. The C will be that focus, starting of course in the last letter. Most logically, when I have the balances between all these letters, yeah, the Y was actually the best option, but the last letter was actually the A. Okay, but I centralize my A into the uplifted position to the side, so I will still build it up from there, obviously. What will be built up? I will have the E as a next letter, so the E will say, here is my application, here I can find the application, so here I will build it up further. I found my application, I have the formula, which E actually the E says. I have my formula here, I have it formalized, so from here onwards I can build up my vision further. And the vision ends in the letter N. Says again, what did I have? I had an uplifting. Actually, that was true. You know, I almost had no option than to lift my focus already up. Okay, that's just coincidental, but I already had my focus up. When I was there up, with the next letter will be N. N will say, okay, I will take that out. I will take that out. I will take, of course, that pattern out. So I indeed lift everything up, and I will see what my result is. The T means I have a higher up focus in space. So, and that's basically it is always lifting it up from sideways and that's where the plant actually built up. Hyacinth is quickly associated with higher up, and hyacinth, higher up, where I have this next thing fixed in where the next plant, next flower will be. That start building up thing that I believe is associated in the word order, in the letter order in this word. And when you leave out all the extras that are a bit confusing, then the focus of the frame is actually described indeed of, yes, I have my focus, and I have a lift up of my focus to the sideways, where I build it up further and further and further. That will be my focus. All these letters go to this upward focus. The Y goes up. The C will go to the, then also to the side and to up, and the N will take it even more up. Even the T will say it's about the vertical. I go to the vertical position in this time, so I end with a position, a positioning. I have built up a frame which says I go to a higher position for the hyacinth. That's basically, I think, is the description that is built up from the letters onwards in the word hyacinth, which describes actually the flower frame in which it will fit and will build up all the flowers further and further. And that's what we describe via this word. It's probably chosen quite unconsciously, but we already have a couple of associations that easily come to mind. Higher up, in, easily made associations that we recognize certain words and we build it up further. We recognize these things, we name these things, we take these associations with us, and so that all the words can keep on fitting and keep on making sense, and keep on making sense that we also associate the right things, that we notice the right things also at the end, so that we can recognize the hyacinth quite easily. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.